What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Breakfast with Perkins, the first Breakfast with Perkins of 2026. Hope everyone had a great new year. I know the new year was long ago. By the time this releases, it'll have been like a week and a half ago. Bear with me. It's fine. It's cool. Anyway, hope everyone had a great 2026 intro. Hope everyone's 2025 was good. It's going to jump right into it here. One thing I wanted to talk about today were just 10 things in gaming, trends in gaming that I would like to see more of or less of. Now, some of these things are for sure going to happen, or want them to happen, or there's a good chance they will, and other things are so far-fetched that they're never going to happen, but it'd be cool if they did. So I'm going to jump right into it here, and yeah, let's kick it off. Number one would be Assassin's Creed returning to form. Now, I didn't mind that new trilogy, Odyssey, Origins, and Valhalla. I didn't mind that. I actually love them, played all of them, have hundreds of hours dumped in all three of those. But I don't think I would be alone, and I think the majority of people would say Black Flag was like the last dope Assassin's Creed that didn't feel... Hold on, let me mute my TV, hold on. I'm on my like 6th watch through of Dairy Girls. If you've never seen Dairy Girls, watch it. Phenomenal show. Anyway, Black Flag was like the last good Assassin's Creed. I loved it. It was probably my favorite one. And hell, that Assassin's Creed alone laid the groundwork for what Skull and Bones and some other shit Ubisoft was gonna do, but never did because they're fucking stupid. But that Ezio trilogy, when Desmond was still alive, all that stuff, that was peak Assassin's Creed. There's they're trying to chase that again, and they haven't done it. They need to go back to what they know, quit doing all this weird, like, I didn't even play Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'll probably play it. I have it, haven't touched it. I'll play it eventually, but I would love to see Assassin's Creed return to form, back to basics. And that's what Assassin's Creed, what was that one that was super short, I forget what it was called. It doesn't matter. The one before Shadows, that was supposed to be like a return to form, but it wasn't supposed to be like a full game, but it was only like 20 hours long or some shit like that. I don't know. Anyway, that's that. Number 2 would be a Splinter Cell reboot. Splinter Cell, especially that run of the first 3, it's Splinter Cell, Chaos Theory, and Pandora Tomorrow. I don't know if Pandora Tomorrow came before or after Chaos Theory, but those 3 were... That was one of the dopest trilogies ever in gaming. And back in the day, if you think about it, as far as stealth games go, it was Splinter Cell and Metal Gear. And then Hitman came shortly thereafter. And now Hitman is done, unfortunately. One of my favorite games of all time. One of my favorite series of all time. Splinter Cell's been long since... Splinter Cell's lost the plot. Ever since they lost their key... Who was the guy that voiced Sam Fisher? His name eludes me at the moment, but he had such a great voice, and now it was some generic guy and all stuff like that. Then they had like Splinter Cell Conviction and Blacklist, whatever the fuck. It's been trashed since then. We need a new game to kind of fill the void of like stealth games, and Splinter Cell would be great. Return to form. None of this weird double agent, all that shit. Get back to like the Pandora Tomorrow, Chaos Theory style gaming and call it good. That's what they need to do. Number 3, and this isn't going anywhere, but something I'm personally sick of, are Battle Royale style games. They just never sat well with me. I was not a fan of them. I haven't been from the jump. One of the games I did, well, that wasn't even Battle Royale. I was gonna say Gun Game from Call of Duty. That wasn't Battle Royale. That was completely different. But Gun Game, back in the day, I loved Gun Game. Absolutely loved that. But anything Battle Royale, your PUBG and your Fortnite and your, especially when it's like squad-based shit. I had some homies that when, I forget what game it was that came out, but they would be on a squad. The squad would be good. They would be dog shit. And they would win the game. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah, we won this, and this. And they went like 2-0. Motherfucker, they didn't win on your account. You're shit. Don't act like you did something to contribute to the squad, fucking idiot. But they're riding the coattails of the squads. I don't. Now, there are some beast-style squads and beast-style one-man teams. You see clips of it all the time, all over the place. These guys are just going in there and handling business. But overall, I'm just not a fan. And before, oh, it sounds like a skill issue. I'm absolute trash at Battle Royale games. I'm absolute trash. Horrible at them. So I don't want people to think, oh yeah, it is a skill issue with me. They're just very, but like team deathmatch based games, love them. Absolutely love them. I may go, you know, Battlefield 1 was the last multiplayer game I played. And it wasn't unusual. It was actually more common than not to go, you know, 22-3, 18-4, 27-8, whatever it is. So yeah, it wasn't bad, but yeah. The one and done, get died once and that's the end of it. I know you can go to the gulag, come back and all that stuff. I don't know. Number 4 would be anything zombie related. I can't stand zombie related games. I wasn't a fan of zombie related games when zombies came out in Call of Duty. Thought that was trash. Left 4 Dead, Dead by Daylight, whatever, Dead by Dick. What was that one? Dead Rising? Everyone loved Dead Rising. I fucking couldn't stand that game. I find zombies, I find the whole concept of zombies just so boring and overplayed and played out. I know I'm in a minority on that one. I'm 100% aware of that. I know that. I just can't get with the shit. Number 5, I should have said number 6. Number 5 would be Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, from what it sounds like is we're gonna get it this year. I did hear some rumblings that it may not be complete content, and so they might push it out a little bit, which I'm fine with. And if they want to push it out, that's completely cool. I got no issue with that. Like I said, I'd rather have a properly prepared meal be in the oven a little longer than some half-assed bullshit that's still raw in the center and the dough's not fully cooked. You know what I'm saying? I want something that I can sit down, enjoy, and got to worry about it. And as I've said before in plenty of other videos, anything with the Rockstar name attached to it, you know it's going to be good. You know it's going to be good, and ain't got nothing to worry about. You're gonna be in for a good time. So, fingers crossed. Hopefully that's still on the agenda for later this year. Number 6, more video game companies. And I'll loop this in with number 7 actually, which number 7 I would say is I'm sick of remakes and remasters. And with that, I wish game companies would also be willing to take more risks with games than the safe bet. Now, I understand in this day and age, one bad game can completely just disband it, completely shut down and bankrupt a studio, whatever. I completely get that. But I feel like back in the day, especially in the PS1, PS2, Xbox 360 era, game companies weren't afraid to take risks. They weren't afraid to do new things. They weren't afraid to think outside the box. It just seemed like there was a lot of new things going on. You know, you don't see a lot of that now. What you see now is a lot of that, you know, lather, rinse, repeat of, okay, this works, so let's try it. And, you know, great example would be like Rockstar. There's so many things that are, because Rockstar has their formula down to a science. They don't miss. There's so many things they could do. Bully, they could do something with Red Dead. They could do episodic content for GTA. But the money, which I get, is in GTA Online, which is why they completely just abandoned Red Dead Online. They haven't done anything else. And I mean, I get it. That's where the money is. Hi, kitten. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. So I get that. I get that completely, but it still just sucks as a gamer from a company like that you know can just do and turn out dope shit. Number 8 would be something about a Red Dead sequel would be really cool to hear. And the fact that the cat's gonna hop up here in about 5 seconds. He's got his hand on the leg. Oh, he pulled it off. Oh, come on. You coming out? Okay. Oh, you almost fell down, buddy. Oh no. Come on. There you go. Oh, little kitten. A Red Dead sequel. Me and a couple buddies at work talked about this. If they had it, we're gonna hop down now? Dude, come on, pick it. Dude, come. Oh my God. A Red Dead sequel where it's John's son. What was John's son's name? Jack, duh. Where it follows Jack. Jack's a little bit older. I think at the end of Red Dead 2, well, Red Dead 1. I think he's like, what, 19 or something like that. They could follow it to where he's like mid-20s, 26, kind of like at that, kind of starting, you know how we're the Peaky Blinders, 1910s, 20s, right in there. Everything's still pretty rudimentary. Everything's horseback and steel mill and all this shit like that. But there's cars, there's innovation, there's automatic weapons. They could really do something cool with Jack Marsden, and I just think that'd be sick. And then what would be really dope is if they tied that in somehow, if they were able to tie in Jack Marsden meets a woman whose last name's Phillips or something, and then she, you know, has a grandson named Trevor or something. If they were able to tie the two worlds in, just where you knew definitively, oh shit, these are both, it'd be like when we saw Captain America lift Thor's hammer. It'd be like, oh shit, that'd be really cool. I don't think we'll ever see that, but the possibilities with that, the potential with that, super dope. That'd be awesome. Number 9, affordable PC gaming. Now I'm in this cat's going apeshit over there. I'm in the camp of no matter how expensive something is, if I want it, I get it. And I'll suffer the repercussions of whatever later. We're eating ramen for the rest of the week or whatever it is. If I want it, I'm buying it. But I know plenty of people, especially as of late, who are trying to get into PC gaming. They want to get into it. And I'm just like, the time right now, unless you're buying used, the timing right now is not good. Not good. Luckily, I feel like for myself, I caught the last train out of Dodge. And as I've said before, 4080 Super, 13900K, 64 gig RAM. I never brought up RAM before. It didn't matter, you know, a couple of years ago, because when I bought that RAM, 64 gig RAM, it was like 190. That same exact RAM now I think is like 900-ish, which makes the RAM the second most expensive thing in my PC build, which is fucking insane. Insane. That shouldn't be a thing. Luckily, or I guess not luckily, but from what I'm hearing, I guess rumblings would be companies are wanting to step up and fill that void for consumer level RAM purchasing. Whichever company does that, I don't know who, I don't even know if it's true, it's just rumors I've heard or read about. Like I got to ear to the streets. Whoever steps in and fills that void with affordable RAM is going to make a fucking killing. An absolute killing. So I just hope they make things affordable. And yeah, because it's crazy. I remember when I first bought my PC, you could build comparable PCs to consoles for slightly more than a console, sometimes the same price as a console, just depending on. Now it's not a shot in hell. You couldn't do that if you're not dependent on it. So that would be nice. 10. Actually, my number 10 says half-cooked games. Stop releasing games that aren't, you know, all the way done. But I'm gonna parking lot that one. We'll bonus that one. My real number 10 though is, can we please stop hyping up games that have annual releases? There's no innovation. There's nothing whoa or wow about games that come out every single year. I'm talking about your EA games, your FIFAs. I'm talking about your 2Ks. I'm talking about your Call of Duties. Oh yeah, I know people that have like FIFA, and it's FIFA like 25 all the way back to like FIFA whatever the fuck. It's stupid. When anything, well, I guess when all you need is a roster update and maybe some new, you know, career things, to me that doesn't warrant a whole new game. Now I understand, again, I'm not dumb. The money is in moving the games. I get that completely. But we got to stop hyping up companies. Like EA's just printing cash at this point. Because they know you guys are too fucking stupid to not buy the game they release every year. That's with every game. Activision, laughing their asses off watching you buy the same fucking game every year. Now I know, yes, Call of Duty could be argued, well, there's 3 different studios. Was it Sledgehammer and Infinity Ward and I don't know. I don't know. You know, one thing I didn't know, I was a huge Medal of Honor gamer growing up. Medal of Honor Frontline, Medal of Honor Rising Sun, Allied Assault, all these ones. and I loved them. What I didn't know, and it just kind of happened, I made the shift from Medal of Honor to Call of Duty. And Call of Duty 2 Big Red One was my first foray into Call of Duty gaming. I didn't know it was the same team that left Medal of Honor and made Call of Duty, which makes complete fucking sense. I had no idea about that until like a year ago. I always thought that was kind of interesting. Yeah, Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 3, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, and Black Ops 2, I think. That was the best run of Call of Duty. Everything after that, World at War was my favorite one, hands down. World at War, absolute best Call of Duty. I don't think it's, given the fact that my favorite Battlefield game is Battlefield 1, that's my favorite multiplayer shooter of all time, is Battlefield 1. I like older shooters. But anyway, that's it. That's my time. That's my money. I just wanted to get a quick list out there, let you guys know how I'm feeling. Little 2026 action. Let me know how you feel. And if you haven't already, like, subscribe, comment, let me know. What are you looking forward to? What are some things you'd like to see in gaming? What are some things you haven't seen that you want to see or you've seen too much of? But I'll check you guys next week. Have a good one.